Hello, this is an assessment of a John Brinsmead upright piano. It's actually made by Kemble in 1983 and is one of the pianos we recommend, this Kemble Compact, which only has 85 keys and therefore is only 131 centimetres long. We recommend it if you want an extremely small piano. Obviously small pianos don't have the same tone as the larger ones, but for that reason we recommend it, because a lot of people want a very small piano. There are tabletop Kembles we don't recommend. They're called Kemble Minx, so there's lots of them around, so recommend this style of Kemble and other pianos that have they are the main make of pianos that are really narrow. So 131 centimetres is extremely narrow for a piano. So the piano is in generally good condition. It's just assessing it for the client who wants us to assess it while it's in transit, see what sort of work we might need to do to improve the piano. And particularly was a fault. The Celeste wasn't connected. There was a pulley missing. So the Celeste, that's obviously what makes it quieter, and now it's working properly. If you want to practice, then you press that down and it catches. And then you can play softly, especially for practicing scales when you're making people want you to play a bit quieter. Celeste aren't used that much. We occasionally find one that's used a lot and you can see the indentations, but this one hasn't been used hardly at all, so it's very rarely used. So it has a pulley at the side, but the pulley in the centre was missing completely. I did ask the client if they could find it, but apparently it's gone missing in the move. So we managed to find this pulley, which is obviously a high quality pulley actually, and very pleased. And it's obviously was pulling out of here. You can see the screw holes where the other one was, and this one now works perfectly. Actually, this system works a bit intermittently. It relies on a catch system. I can't show it with my phone very easily, but you can see that piece of plastic. It's got to catch the pedal when you push it down. And there we are. So it doesn't always work like that. You have to try it a few times. But you can actually keep the pedal down anyway with your left foot, because you don't tend to use the soft pedal when this is down, obviously. So you can keep that down with your left foot and that'll hold it down. And then that's the sustain pedal which you really want to use. This is a Knight K15, and this is the system that's usually used on most pianos, and obviously 100% reliable. You just press the pedal down, push it sideways, and that's really recommended above the other system. But some pianos do use the other system, but it tends to, over the years, not work so well. So this will always be fine for forever, really, for as long as the piano's in use. The piano is internally excellent, and it doesn't deteriorate too much in the sound. That number up there suggests to me it might be sold by Russell Akers in Oxford originally, though we sold it, and that was 1988. I might have said 1983 by mistake, because we said in 1993 we actually sold this piano in Portsmouth when our shop was down there. We had a shop in Portsmouth and Oxford, and then we just had the Oxford shop, so that's an early sale for us. We moved up to Oxford in 1995. It's a Langer action, so that's the best action really. Herberger Brooks, made in Nottingham, and fine action makers. They're the best of the English action. And there's a serial number, and above it's our Roberts Pianos number. So I checked the regulation on the piano. The other pedal wasn't quite pulling off enough. So in fact both pedals weren't. So I've regulated those. So I usually find over the years that this doesn't let off quite so far. You just twist this screw. Some of them don't have such a simple mechanism as this, but this is a very well designed piano. Though that's also the half blow pedal needed regulating too. So the piano's not that much different from when we sold it in 1993. The pianos don't deteriorate that much if they're well looked after. So the tone's slightly patchy there. Slight difference in the break point. Well, this break point is very good, and that's a bit out of tune. And really you won't get a very strong bass on a short piano like this, but it's about as good as you're going to get. So the main work to do on the piano is repairing the Celeste. Pitch raising is very flat, as you can see, 435. The touch is quite good, really. I don't think you get a better touch on a very small piano than that. So Kemble, as I say, is the small piano that we recommend if you want a very small one. We did find a small chip here, so we'll try and improve that. On the other side there's the original Portsmouth label, Robert's Pianos Portsmouth. So that's a Brinsmead, actually a Kemble upright piano, 131 centimetres wide. So this is the one we recommend if you want a very small piano, and not very tall as well. 85 keys, that's obviously cutting up the size. And you don't need 88 keys for most pieces of music, we've mentioned before. You can study on 85 keys. So if you haven't got much room, this is the best piano we recommend, really. There are very small Kemble tabletops, Kemble Minx for instance, which we don't recommend. There's lots of them around. In fact, Kemble is one of the most prolific makers in the whole of the UK, maybe the most prolific. Chappell and Challen are two others that come to mind, but Kemble, there's a huge number of them. And some Kembles are wonderful pianos, very later ones particularly. The tall uprights was the ones that we're looking for, and also this for the small pianos. Now, we talked about the Celeste being the main problem. I just want to show you, and hopefully you can see, that's the Celeste, the middle pedal, and you can operate it by, it has a little catch. There it is. You can get used to how it's operated and then take it back up again. But if you have a problem with it, or you just want it to be even quieter, you can actually use both pedals, both the sustain, so I have my foot's here on the sustain, and the middle pedal, which is the Celeste. And then you get it even quieter by pushing it right down, because you don't really need the soft pedal when you've already got the Celeste on. In fact, the left-hand pedal on upright pianos, on most of them, is just a half-blow pedal, so it's stopping you from playing too loud. It makes no difference, except it's encouraging you to play softer. On a grand, it moves the whole keyboard sideways, so it is different. So that's the Celeste there, and you can hold it right down, and then also use the right-hand pedal, the sustain pedal. It's very out of tune at the moment, and also very flat, so that's the other major thing we need to do.